Hello everybody. In this video I am going to discuss about the recommendations made during 47th GST Council meeting. GST rates on certain goods and services has been changed. For removal of inverted duty structure, GST rates on certain goods and services has been changed. Printing, writing or drawing ink, it was increased from 12% to 18%. Knives with cutting blades, paper knives, pencil sharpeners and blades therefore, spoons, forks, ladles, skimmers, cake servers, etc. 12% to 18%. Power driven pumps primarily designed for handling water such as centrifugal pumps, deep tube well, turbine pumps, submersible pumps, bicycle pumps. 12% to 18%. Machines for cleaning, sorting or grading seed grain pulses, machinery used in milling industry or for the working of cereals, etc. Pavan chakki, that is air based atta chakki, wet grinder. 5% to 18%. Machines for cleaning, sorting or grading eggs, fruit or other agriculture produce and its parts, milking machines and dairy machinery. 12% to 18%. LED lamps, lights and fixture, their metal printed circuits board. 12% to 18%. Drawing and marking out instruments. 12% to 18%. Then solar water heater and system. 5% to 12%. Prepared finished leather, camouflage leather, composition leathers, increased from 5% to 12%. For these two goods, refund of accumulated ITC will not be available, will not be allowed. First one is edible oils, second one is coal. Change in GST rate for certain services for removal of inverted duty. First one is services supplied by foreman to chit fund, increased from 12% to 18%. Then job work in relation to processing of hides, skin and leather, 5% to 12%. Job work in relation to manufacture of leather goods and footwear, 5% to 12%. Job work in relation to manufacture of clay bricks, 5% to 12%. Works contract for roads, bridges, railways, metro, effluent treatment plant, crematorium, etc. increased from 12% to 18%. Works contract supplied to central and state governments, local authorities for historical monuments, canals, dams, pipelines, plants for water supply, educational institutions, hospitals, etc. and subcontractor thereof. Here it is increased from 12% to 18%. Works contract supplied to central and state governments, union territories and local authorities involving predominantly earthwork and subcontracts thereof, increased from 5% to 12%. Then the other GST rates which are recommended by the council, other than for the purpose of removal of inverted duty, those are in respect of goods. First one is ostomy appliances, increased from 12%. It is already 12%, it is decreased to 5%. Orthopedic appliance, spins and other fracture appliances, artificial parts of the body, other appliances which are worn or carried or implanted in the body to compensate for a defect or disability, intraocular lens, decreased from 12% to 5%. Tetra Pak, it is increased from 12% to 18%. Tar, whether from coal gasification plants, producer gas plants and coke oven plants, it was 5% or 18%. It is fixed to 18%. Then IGST on import of diethyl carbamazine tablets which are supplied free of cost for National Filariasis Elimination Program. It was 5%. Now it is nil rate. Cut and polished diamonds increased from 0.25% to 1.5%. IGST on specified defense items imported by private entities or vendors when end user is defense forces. Applicable rate to nil. It was fixed to nil rate. Then change in GST rate in respect of services. First one is transport of goods and passengers by ropeways. Here it is reduced from 18% to 5%. For 5% GST rate, the taxpayer can take input tax credit in respect of input services. Then comes renting of trucks, goods carriage where cost of fuel is included, reduced from 18% to 12%. For certain goods, exemption from GST will be withdrawn. Earlier, GST was exempted on specified food items or grains, etc. when it is not branded or the right on the brand has been foregone. It has been recommended to revise the scope of exemption to exclude it from pre-packaged and pre-labeled retail packs in terms of the Legal Meteorology Act. So, these specified food items, grains which are not branded or the right on the brand has been foregone for those food items, GST will be applicable. Earlier it is exempted, now GST will be chargeable and the rate will be notified in a future date. Other goods on which the exemption from GST will be withdrawn. First one is checks, loose or in book form, either loose or in book form. It will be fixed to 18%. Earlier it was exempted, now it will be fixed to 18%. Then maps and hydrographic or similar charts of all kinds, including atlases, wall maps, topographical plans and globes printed. It will be 12%. Parts of goods of heading 8801, it will be 18%. In respect of these goods, exemption in form of concessional rate of GST will be rationalized. First one is petroleum or coal bed methane. It was 5%, now it is 12%. Then scientific and technical instruments supplied to public funded research institutes, 5% to applicable rates. Then e-waste, 5% to 18%, 5 to 18%. In case of services, the exemptions shall be rationalized in respect of these services. First one is exemption on transport of passenger by air to or from northeastern states and Bagdogra. It is being restricted to economy class. Then for these services, exemption shall be withdrawn. First one is transportation by rail or a vessel of railway equipment and material. Second one is storage or warehousing of commodities which attract tax. Those commodities are nuts, spices, copra, jaggery, cotton, etc. Third one, fumigation in a warehouse of agriculture produce. Fourth one, services by RBI, IRDA, SEBI, FSSAI. Fifth one, services by GST network. Sixth one, renting of residential dwelling to business entities. Seventh one, services provided by the cord blood banks by way of preservation of stem cells. For these services, exemption will be withdrawn. Like common effluent treatment plants, common biomedical waste treatment facilities for treatment or disposal of biomedical waste shall be taxed at 12%. To allow them, the purpose is to allow them ITC. Hotel accommodation priced up to rupees 1000 per day, it shall be taxed at 12%. Room rent, which excludes ICU. In case of hospital, room rent excluding ICU, which exceeds rupees 5000 per day per patient charged by the hospital, shall be taxed to the extent of amount charged for that room. Rent for that room will be charged at 5%, excluding the ICU. And ITC cannot be claimed on this GST rate, the 5%. ITC cannot be claimed. Then tax exemption on training or coaching in recreational activities relating to arts or culture or sports. It is being restricted to such services when supplied by an individual. Only when this training or coaching in recreational activities relating to arts or culture or sports is being supplied to individual, then only this service will be exempted. As far as GST on casinos, racecourse and online gaming is concerned, the group of ministers will re-examine the issues based on further inputs from states, and they will submit the report within a short period of time. Certain GST rates has been clarified. First is GST rate in respect of goods. Electrical vehicles, whether or not fitted with a battery pack, are eligible for concessional GST rate of 5%. fly ash bricks attract same concessional rate irrespective of the fly ash content. The rate will be 6% or 12%. 6% without ITC or 12% with ITC. All fly ash bricks attract the same rate irrespective of the fly ash content. Stones covered in serial number 123 of Schedule 1. Even if they are ready to use and polished in minor ways, they will attract concessional GST rate of 5%. GST rate on all forms of mango, including mango pulp, other than mangoes which are sliced or dried, it will attract GST at 12%. Raw or fresh mangoes will continue to be exempted. Sewage treated water is exempted from GST, and it is not the same as purified water in serial number 99 of notification number 2/2017 Central Tax Rate Notification. Nicotine Polarilex gum attracts a GST rate of 18%. Condition of 90% fly ash content in respect to fly ash bricks applies only to fly ash aggregate and not fly ash bricks. Then comes clarification in relation to GST rate on services. As far as supply of ice cream is concerned, there were ambiguity that when ice cream is supplied in a hotel or restaurant, GST rate will be 5%, or when it is supplied from ice cream parlor or from bakery or other places, it will be 18%. Lot of confusions were there in relation to GST rate in respect of ice cream. So the GST rate GST charged at 5% without ITC on the same during the period from 1/7/2017 to 5/10/2021 shall be regularized to avoid unnecessary litigation. Application fee charged for entrance or for issuance of eligibility certificate for admission or issuance of migration certificate by universities will be exempted from GST. Ginned or baled fiber covered in entry 24B of notification number 12/2017 Central Tax Rate Notification in the category of raw vegetable fibers. So this exemption is being rationalized. Services associated with transit cargo both to or from Nepal and Bhutan are covered by exemption under entry 9B of notification 12/2017. Selling space for advertisement in souvenirs published in form of books will be eligible for concessional GST rate of 5%. Renting of vehicle with operator for transportation of goods on time basis will be classified under heading 9966 and it will attract GST at 18%. GST on renting where cost of fuel is included in the consideration will be charged at a rate of 12% GST. Allowing choice of location of plot is a part of supply of long-term lease of plot of land. So the location charge or preferential location charges or PLC, preferential location charges. It is a part of consideration charged for long-term lease of land. So, this preferential location charge will be taxable under GST. Services provided by guest anchors to TV channels in lieu of honorarium. Honorarium, it will attract GST. Additional fee collected in the form of higher toll charges from vehicles which is not having fast tag. So this is a payment of toll for allowing access to roads or bridges to such vehicles. So the same tax treatment as given to toll charges will be given to additional or higher toll charges. Services in form of assisted reproductive technology, in vitro fertilization, IVF. It is covered under healthcare services for the purpose of exemption under GST. Sale of land after leveling, laying down of drainage lines, etc. It is sale of land and it will not attract GST. Renting of motor vehicles for transportation of passengers to a body corporate for a period. It is taxable in the hands of body corporate under reverse charge method. Serial number 17 D of notification number 12 bar 2017 Central Tax Rate Notification exempts transport of passengers by public transport other than predominantly for tourism purpose in a vessel between places located in India. It means that the transport should be open to public for point-to-point transport. Other miscellaneous changes in 47th GST Council meeting. First one is all taxable service of Department of Post would be subject to forward charge. Earlier, some taxable services of Department of Post were taxed on reverse charge basis. Goods Transport Agency is being given option to pay GST at 5% reverse charge or 12% forward charge. It is to be exercised at the beginning of the financial year. Services provided by Indian tour operator to a foreign resident for a tour partially in India and partially outside India. It will be subject to GST on proportionate basis on the basis of tour conducted in India for such foreign tourist. It will be subject to condition that this concession should not exceed half of the tour duration. Certain measures have been made for trade facilitation and it is recommended in 47th GST Council meeting. First one is in respect of suppliers who are making supplies through e-commerce operators. So, those suppliers who have aggregate turnover which does not exceed the prescribed threshold limit, and if that person is not making any interstate taxable supply, in that case mandatory registration under section 24 subsection 9 of CGST Act is not required. Second one is composition taxpayers will be allowed to make intrastate supply through e-commerce operators. Earlier they were not allowed to make supplies through e-commerce operators. Another recommendation is amendment in formula prescribed in sub-rule 5 of Rule 89 of CGST Rules 2017 for calculating refund of unutilized input tax credit on account of inverted duty structure. It will help the taxpayers for claiming refund for input services also. In that formula, input services will also be added. So the taxpayers can claim refund on input services also. Third one is in respect of exports. If in some cases exporters are identified as risky exporters which require verification by GST officers, or some exporters who violates the provisions of Customs Act. In these cases, the refund claims in respect of export of goods will be suspended or withheld. Amendment in Rule 96 of CGST rules has been recommended to provide for transmission of IGST refund claims on the portal in a system generated form GST RFD 01 to the jurisdictional GST authorities for processing. This will help in prompt disposal of IGST refund claims after verification by GST officers. It will benefit the exporters by getting the refund promptly. Fourth one is recredit of amount in electronic credit ledger to be provided in those cases where erroneous refund amount has been sanctioned to taxpayers on account of accumulated input tax credit or on account of IGST paid on zero-rated supply of goods or services in contravention of Rule 96 Sub-Rule 10 of CGST rules. It is deposited by the person along with interest and penalty wherever applicable. A new form called Form GST PMT 03A is being introduced, which will help the taxpayers to recredit the amount of erroneous refund to the electronic credit ledger. Retrospective amendment in section 50 subsection 3 of CGST Act with effect from 1/7/2017. It will provide that the interest will be payable on the wrongly availed ITC only when the ITC is being utilized. Earlier, when the ITC is wrongly availed, then interest will be chargeable at 18%. Now only when the ITC is utilized, then only the interest will be chargeable, and it will be amended retrospectively with effect from 1st July 2017. Amendment in subsection 10 of section 49 of CGST Act, which provides for transfer of balance in electronic cash ledger of registered person to electronic cash ledger of CGST and IGST of distinct person. Distinct person means that two GST registrations on the basis of a single PAN. So this amendment provides for transfer of balance in electronic cash ledger of registered person to electronic cash ledger of CGST and IGST of another distinct person. Then comes waiver of late fees for delay in filing Form GSTR for financial year 2021-22 and extension of due date of filing Form GST CMP 08 for quarter 1 of financial year 2022-23. Waiver of late fees under section 47 for delay in filing of Form GSTR for financial year 2021-22. It is extended to 28/7/2022. The existing waiver is for period from 1/5/2022 to 30/6/2022. Now it is extended to 28/7/2022. To extend the due date of filing Form GST CMP 08 for the first quarter of financial year 2022-23, it is being extended from 18/7/2022 to 31/7/2022. Some circulars will be issued to avoid confusions and legal disputes on various issues. First one is clarification on issue of claiming refund under inverted duty structure where supplier is supplying goods under some concessional notification. Second one is clarification on various issues relating to applicability of demand and penalty provisions under CGST Act in respect of transactions involving fake invoices. Third one is clarification on mandatory furnishing of correct and proper information of interstate supplies and amount of ineligible and blocked input tax credit and reversal thereof in Form GSTR 3B. Then some clarification respect of GST related issues in respect of refund claimed by recipients of supplies which is regarded as deemed exports. Clarification of various issues related to blocked credit under section 17 subsection 5 of CGST Act. Clarification in respect of perquisites provided by employer to the employees as per contractual agreement. Then clarification in respect of utilization of the amounts available in electronic credit ledger and electronic cash ledger for payment of tax and other liabilities. Another circular to be issued in respect of filing of annual return in Form GSTR 9 or 9A for financial year 2021-22. If a taxpayer is having aggregate annual turnover of up to rupees 2 crores, those taxpayers will be exempted from filing GSTR 9A or 9 GSTR 9 or 9A for financial year 2021-22. Explanation 1 of Rule 43 of CGST rules, it is to be amended that there will be no requirement to reverse the ITC for exempted supply of duty credit scripts by the exporters. UPI and IMPS, immediate payment system, to be provided as an additional mode of payment of goods and service tax to taxpayers. In respect of refunds pertaining to supplies to SEZ developer or unit, one more explanation to be inserted in sub-rule 1 of Rule 89 of CGST rules to clarify that specified officer under that sub-rule. It means that specified officer or authorized officer as defined under SEZ rules 2006. CGST rules is to be amended to provide for refund of unutilized input tax credit on export of electricity. So the exporters of electricity, in claiming refund of unutilized ITC on zero rated supplies, they will be eligible to claim refund of unutilized ITC on zero rated supplies. Supplies from duty-free shops at international terminal to outgoing international passengers, it will be treated as exports by those duty-free shops. If the duty-free shops are supplying goods to the outgoing international passengers, those goods are treated as exports and refund benefit will be available on such supplies. Certain measures has been recommended for streamlining compliances in GST. First one is provision for automatic revocation of suspension of registration in case where suspension of registration was done by the system under Rule 21A sub-rule 2A of CGST rules for non-compliance in terms of Clause B or Clause C of subsection 2 of section 29. So when the GST registration of a taxpayer is suspended on account of non-filing of returns, if the taxpayer files the returns, then the suspension of registration will be automatically revoked. In the present situation, we have to apply for revocation of suspension of GST registration. Second one is that recommendations are invited from stakeholders for comprehensive change in Form GSTR 3B. The third recommendation for streamlining compliances in GST is that time period from 1/3/2020 to 28 to 2022 will be excluded from calculation of limitation period for filing refund claim by the applicant under section 54 and 55 of CGST Act. The time period is 2 years from the relevant date for claiming refund. From that time period, the time period from 1/3/2020 to 28/2/2022 shall be excluded. For issuance of demand or order by proper officer in respect of erroneous refund under section 73 of CGST Act, which means that penalty under section 73 of CGST Act, this time period of from 1/3/2020 to 28/2/2022 shall be excluded from calculation of the limitation period. Further, the limitation under section 73 for financial year 2017-18 for issuance of order in respect of other demands linked with the due date of annual return will be extended till 30th September 2023. The Council also approved ad hoc apportionment of IGST to the extent of rupees 27,000 crores and release 50% of this amount, which is rupees 13,500 crores, to the states. The group of ministers recommended that GSTN should put in place the AI or ML based mechanism, artificial intelligence based mechanism, to verify the credentials of the GST, the registration applicants, for ascertaining whether those persons will file the returns properly, whether those persons will pay taxes properly, or whether those persons will comply with the GST provisions after getting registration. By ascertaining the antecedents of these registration applicants, the GSTN can take appropriate actions to minimize the risk for the when the applicants will be registered under GST. It will be the risk will be found out at the beginning stage, so corrective measures can be taken earlier, at an early stage. If you like the video, please like, comment and share the video. For more updates, please subscribe to our channel. For further notifications, please press the bell icon. Thank you.